Today on the farm, we moved our does from the main field back into the barn for winter. It's about to be breeding season, but if we separate them, we can control when the babies are born, so that way we don't have to deal with going out to the barn in February. We're thinking in October or so, we'll probably introduce them all back together with our buck for a play date. We found out that the water barrels randomly sprang a leak, and it's kind of gross anyways, so we're using a 1-gallon bucket until we find a replacement for it to make sure the ladies always have fresh water. Woo, surprise. We also just installed these for mid-rolls and baking soda. We've been wanting to 3D print one, but I haven't got around to it. The back scratcher held up, and we still have the warming barrel from last year that's going to come in handy with the babies. We finally fenced in the outside too with all these posts, so that way they have a nice outside open run to play around in and more space than they had last year when we just did cattle panels. The hardest part of putting these in is these little ties here. They're really hard on your hands. We used pliers and a specialty fence tool, but honestly, pounding down the posts wasn't too bad. Here's the tool we use for pounding posts. If your shoulders are already hurting looking at this image, you're a real one and you know. If you've heard the phrase 5 minutes of planning saves 15 minutes of chaos, that's exactly what we're trying to do here.